and welcome to Art Chat. Today we're in Tribby Art Center to celebrate the opening of the On the Water exhibition. We're here today to talk with 3 of the award winners in the exhibition. So let's get to it. Bart Sharp is up next. Let's go chat with Bart. Bart Sharp, congratulations. You won in the category of Young at Art, which means you've been creating in this medium for less than 3 years.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Mark.
Now, you have become known for these very unique, very unusual bowls, and everyone is fascinated to know, how do you make them? Talk about the process.
Well, the process begins with the selection of some wood, and in this case, this is some walnut in this particular bowl, and it came from Ohio to Fort Myers over 40 years ago. And a woman offered me this wood. She was a carver and never did get to use it and passed it on to me. And I've been very fortunate in that he has produced some wonderful bowls. The color choice, I've used several colors with walnut, and this yellow and blue kind of highlights each other really well, and it goes with our theme of on the water, right? And so that's. Now this tree, interestingly, had a very hard life. It was shaped in a C-section, and the inside had been eaten out by termites. And so I only have really like a half of the log. And so I've been able to cut out that termite damage, and there's not enough left to make boards, to make a dining room table, for instance, but it makes a great firewood log by bonding it together with resin.
And how do you do that?
Okay, I use a 5-gallon bucket in this case for the form. I place all the wood around in the edge of the bucket, and I fill it with some throwaway wood. And then I fill that with resin, put it in a pressure pot overnight for 80 pounds of pressure to make all the bubbles disappear out of the resin.
Okay. And resin is what? Resin is sort of like a liquid plastic?
Resin is like a liquid plastic, I guess, right. You have like a 2-part mix, and they harden each other. One is hardener and one's resin, and I add the color. I add some glitter in my mix in a bucket, then pour it into the form. Okay,
and then that gives you a log.
Yes, that gives me a log. So once you have a log, then you can go to a lathe and turn a bowl.
Okay, and a lathe is a machine where you make a bowl on it, right?
That's correct. It has a big motor on one end, and you can mount this on there so it's very sturdy, so it's safe to turn it at a high speed. And then you have a tool rest bar, and you can place your tool on that and shape it.
Wonderful. Well, I know that you've become known for these bowls around Shell Point.
Thank you.
People really love them. So thank you for entering this into the Sparkle competition. And we're just delighted to have it here. And now we're going to move on and talk to our next award winner, Sally Rich. Thank you again.
Thank you, Margie, for having me on the show today.
Oh, it's our pleasure. Let's go chat with Sally.
All right.
Hello, Sally.
Hi, Marge.
Congratulations. You are the winner of the best use of the Sparkle theme and On the Water. And what a beautiful photograph this is.
Oh, thank you.
Tell us how it is that you were able to capture such a beautiful photograph. First of all, where is it taken?
I was on the beach on Captiva Island, and I was by myself. I like to take pictures alone. And my feet were in the water, and I didn't have a tripod, and I just was watching the sky, waiting for the composition to form. The sky was so beautiful, and I just kept watching it and waiting. And then the boat was up this way, coming south. And then finally he turned, and that made the picture complete, because then he was part of it all. And the picture to me was very restful. The formation of the birds was so relaxed. You know, usually they're in march step, just perfect. And here's some sort of laggards doing, you know, they're moving at their own pace. So there was a feeling of rest and easiness for me. And then I was sort of intrigued by the fact that there was a white sun casting every shade and tint of orange. And so I was lost in the color. Then it had the crepuscular sunset effect, which is not something you get every day. And so there was just so much that was pleasing and beautiful. So then when all these different components said to my eye, this is beauty, then I had that thrill of saying, now, click. And I only take one picture at a time. I like to frame it and have it, that's it. So I got this picture.
Well, and the choice of frame was brilliant.
Thank
It's a metal frame, it's bright orange, so that it completes the picture, but it blends as part of the picture. It was a brilliant choice.
Thank
of
you.
framing.
Oh, well, I'm so glad you like it because until I walked in this wonderful space, I was never satisfied with the black matte frame, but I didn't have the impetus to say, no, we can't do that. So I went back to the framer, and there was a maroon frame in this pack. And I said, this is what I want, but I want it in orange. And he said, orange? So then he went to the back and came out and had this, and I said, that's it.
And that's where the brilliance comes in. All of the components of a piece of artwork working together.
Right. Well, and then of course, I don't want to finish without saying that the theme of sparkle sparked my whole family from the beginning. And when we've met over time, my 5 grandsons will say, Grandmom, here's a sparkle. And one time it was on the foot of a baby alligator.
Oh my.
So we saw sparkles everywhere. And I looked up the word spark. And it really is a very ancient concept, like Apollo, the driver of the sun across the horizon. And the dynamic driving force of spark, and then you took it off to sparkle, but it's really an elemental concept of fire. So I've enjoyed the sparkle very much, and I've enjoyed the connection that the Camera Club afforded me and continues to, of friendship and instruction and support.
Well, thank you so much for entering the competition. I do want to note that you have very generously will be donating all the proceeds. If this work should sell, all of the proceeds will be going to Trivia Arts Center. So thank you for that very generous gesture on your part.
Thank you.
So again, congratulations. And now let's go off and chat with our next award winner, Helen Ketteman. Hi, Helen Ketteman.
Hi, Marge.
Congratulations. You won Best in Show for the On the Water exhibition.
Nobody's more shocked than I am. That's good.
Well, I can tell
It's a
you
good
that
shock.
I can tell you that the judge was extremely impressed with your painting in the deep blue. Now, you are known for complex layering of materials. So one of the things you layer is fabrics and collage.
Absolutely, I love that.
You love that, you do that well, you do that with cards, with works on the wall and so forth. Here, however, you are layering paint. Now, tell us how complex, how difficult is that to do an abstract work such as this with paint layers?
For me, it was difficult because I really didn't know what I was doing, and I played with it and played with it and played with it. I started by putting some marks on the paint, on the canvas. I had some darker colors there, and I put thin layers over more thin layers and more thin layers. What draws me to a painting is, I mean, if you look in a room full of paintings, I'll see something that has bold color or bold shapes, and it'll pull me right over. But what keeps me there is seeing nuances underneath. What can I see that's underneath there that those artists, what did they put there? How did they do that? And so I played with it. I put different shades of blue in, very thin layers.
Layer upon
and
layer
upon layer upon layer. And it's
And is
actually
this
done
sort
with
of a goldish color, or
gives it with yellow. I put some yellow in and was careful to let it dry in some places because I didn't want it to be all green, but there is a little green in there with that, and it just adds another layer.
the work seems to pull. Somebody was looking at it the other day,
Yeah.
and she said to me, that work, the longer you look at it, the more it seems to pulsate and to draw you into the work.
yeah.
And I think
Good,
that
yeah.
is really a mark of a good abstract painting. If the more you look at it, the more you are, as you say,
Yeah.
drawn into it.
And that's what draws me to a painting that I really like. There are some things in there that were accidents that, like this little piece right here.
And I'm intrigued by that.
I know.
But that was an accident, but
It
that
was.
adds
I pulled
real
some
interest
paint
to it.
down, and because there was already a little texture there, it made these funny lines. And I have to go back and look at something from a distance to see, to really see it, because you're working on a flat thing and you're working close up. And I went back and looked at that and said, okay, I'm not going to wipe that out because I kind of like it. And so I just keep working at it and trying. It's not a trained artist, so I don't even, only beginning to call myself an artist because I was a writer, and then I did that, and now I could say I'm a writer because I did that, and I had some success. But
Well, I think you can say you're an artist as
okay,
well.
I'm
Certainly the
working-
judge would agree with
I'm
that.
working on saying that. I'm working on saying it.
Thank you for entering the Sparkle
Well,
competition.
Thank you. Thank you for letting me enter. I don't know,
It's our pleasure.
Oh, thank you.
So thanks to
I had
all
so
of
much fun. Yeah.
Thanks to all of you for joining us here today for this art chat. There will be another segment with additional award winners for On the Water, so be sure you see that. And come on in, look at On the Water. It's wonderful. It's here through July 7th, so be sure to drop by the Trivia Art Center and take a look at all the wonderful things on display. We'll see you again soon at the Trivia. Bye-bye.